Hey, it's Erika. Welcome to my first listen, part 2 of my first listen for ENHYPEN's Romance Untold. Breaking up into parts. YouTube doesn't like it if I throw a full album in one video. So we are going to be checking out in this part Paranormal Royalty and Highway 1009. Part 1 included Moonstruck, Yours Only, 100 Broken Hearts, and Brought the Heat Back. So far, yeah, the album has much more of like a lower key sort of vibe. Brought the Heat Back's definitely the most kind of like hype song. Overall, we'll definitely see how we're finishing out this album. Not checking out the title track or the English version of the title track. For one, I would check out the title track and the music video, so I kind of leave that to be like the exception to what I check out. And then also I don't tend to check out the English versions unless there's like a music video or something like that. Even sometimes I don't. But yeah, excited to finish out this album. I do color code reviews for this. I find it to be the best for you and me to follow along together during the video, but I don't make them, so if they are wrong, don't kill the messenger, please. So yeah, let's get into Paranormal. Brought the Heat Back is the last song I checked out, so it definitely was like a change up of a vibe for the album. So I don't know if like it's just triggering the back end of the album to be a little more different than what the first half was, but we're gonna be checking out Paranormal. So yeah, let me get it queued up if you be patient, please. Okay, let's get Paranormal. Okay, yeah, Brought the Heat was definitely a change up. Pop rock? Alternative. Kind of, yeah. So I do like that the first half, much more of a low-key vibe. This half, a little different. It's interesting because it has a lot of structure to like a lot we see out of the K-pop pop rock songs, punkish ones. So it like technically is, but it's like without the instruments sort of thing, like it's all synth. It's interesting, kind of. I actually don't know because I know nothing about music. I like the woes, the leading out the song. Yeah, for sure, Brought the Heat Back was definitely triggering like a different vibe for like the back half of the album. A little bit more like upbeat, a little bit more different than what the first half was giving us. A little bit more like low-key R&B pop sort of vibes. This one, yeah, I would kind of put it in like an alternative K-pop sort of category, right? Because it has a lot of structure that we hear in a lot of K-pop, pop rock, punk comebacks and music and tracks. So it's definitely kind of like, it has a structure of that, but again, it's not all like, there's sort of like, not like the sort of drums and the guitar that you might hear in those sort of tracks. So it's much more like electronic for that, and it's seems like it's all synth. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, but I did really enjoy it. I think it's really cool. So yeah, again, interesting that like the back end of the album tends to be the more, I don't know, upbeat ones. So the next track we're gonna be checking out is Royalty. No idea what to expect because I was not expecting Paranormal at all. But yeah, excited. Royalty. Let me get it. Let me get myself situated here. Okay, yes. Royalty, let's go. Kind of different again. Where are we going though? Okay. Shush. Shush. That's the first time I think I've ever heard that. Interesting, yeah. It's a little funkier than the rest of the album. Or like the first half. Oops. I was trying to add it to my playlist. See? Add it. That's what I was doing. I like it though. It's a little funky. The guitar is cool. Yeah, that one's a little bit different. But it's very fitting for the album. I feel like for the sound and what they're doing. And it's a very kind of like ENHYPEN song. Like I've heard this sound a lot. I feel like within like their B-sides recently. So that's really, really cool. I think it does fit on the album. Nothing's like super duper crazy or super overwhelming or like super duper hype. You know what I mean? Everything still I feel like fits in like a low-key sort of vibe. It's just like the last songs just seem to be like they're kind of a little bit more experimental, doing a little bit of something different versus the first half that's a little bit more chill. But yeah, so the last song we're gonna be checking out for the entire album is Highway 1009. So yeah, excited to be seeing how they're finishing out the album. Yeah, the album structure is just a little bit different than you're normally used to. But yeah, we'll definitely see how this finishes out, so let's get it. Oh, okay, so they... Interesting. A little fan song maybe, but also can be a love song. 109, but it's 00. whatever. I like the R&B vibes, it's cool. Because it's not on like a ballad, you know what I mean? But it's fan song / love song. Or they could be 1009. They could be saying that, but it just sounds like they're saying 109. I think it's a cute song. The lyrics are cute. I'm sorry for yawning so much. I loved it. I think it's great. I think it's a great album. Again, everything tends to be much more on like a low-key vibe, which is really interesting. I thought that song was really nice, really sweet. Yeah, everything's kind of like a love song. I feel like mine has Brought the Heat Back, which makes sense. It's called Romance Untold. But yeah, I kind of like it. Brought the Heat Back definitely does like break up the vibe of it. And then you get like Paranormal and Royalty, do a little bit something different. But then Highway 109, question mark, does sort of like round out the album really, really nicely. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. I think everything's good. It's really interesting to get like such like a low-key album. For sure not used to that, but even a lot of title tracks these days have been a lot more low-key. So it's very interesting. But I think every song I really enjoyed. Every song's on my playlist already. I'm adding it in the middle of my first listen. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great album. I kind of don't know which one I'd pick to listen a lot more often than the other ones. Probably the first 1, 2, 3, 4 songs on it, the ones that are like the more like low-key, slower R&B pop sort of things, just because I just tend to listen to those a lot more. If you hear anything, it's my dog running around like crazy. Yeah, just because, I don't know, like when you're like driving or kind of like when you're doing anything, they can just sort of be on in the background and it's not like a crazy hype song to really get you in it, but it just kind of can just like carry your mood over throughout whatever you're doing, you know, without changing it like too much. So I really like those because of it. I think it's a really great album, really within like ENHYPEN sound. But yeah, so it'll be exciting to check out the music video for Brought the Heat Back, seeing what they're doing with that, seeing choreography to that. But yeah, I think every song on it is really cool and really interesting. So it definitely makes sense. EXO being like a much more low-key sort of title track, kind of giving like the B-sides all kind of like overall kind of much more low-key. But yeah, overall I think it's a really great album. It's definitely something I think that can be listened to on shuffle or top-down listen. If you listen to it on shuffle, the more upbeat, interesting songs, I feel like they're not gonna necessarily break up the vibe like super duper crazy. But yeah, it's definitely something listen to like either sort of way, you know. It was, because again, normally it's more like the hype upbeat songs at the beginning and then it gets more slower, low-key towards the end. So it's definitely an interesting top-down listen. But I'm not like mad at it any, like I think Highway sort of just like brings you to like a nice ending there. I mean, there is an English version of the song featuring Jake, by the way, which is really cool that he's still collaborating with like K-pop artists. I like that, respect for that, because like sometimes it's just like one trick pony and then they never do it again. But yeah, overall I really like the album. It's fantastic. All the tracks are like really good. They all kind of like scratch an itch for me. But it's very interesting to get like so many of them, because I'm like, normally it's just like one song, but getting like so many, it's like, oh, hello. I mean, in the much more like low-key vibe. Like I would have been fine if it was only EXO